I was chatting with a girl and we decided to meet. I showered her with expensive gifts like iPad, iPhone, MacBook, and even an engagement ring. But then she suddenly dumped me and stopped replying. Can you help me get my money, ring, or even her back? Hey everyone! I am Galina Pinchuk, the manager and matchmaker of Lady from Belarus Marriage Agency. Today we are diving into a rather sensitive topic. It's something that I sometimes come across in my emails, and it goes a little like this. Like, I was chatting with a girl and we decided to meet. I showered her with expensive gifts like iPad, iPhone, MacBook, and even an engagement ring. I sponsored her for a while, but then she suddenly dumped me and stopped replying. Can you help me get my money, ring, or even her back? I understand the desperation and frustration that comes with such situation. However, let me ask you this. How can I help you when all these things have already been done? You see, I've created an extensive course called Dating for Foreigners where I dedicated several videos to this very issue. It's still available on my website. So, how many guys do you think actually take the time to listen to it before throwing their money to a new 25-year-old scammer? I've sent out emails to everyone on our subscription list, written blog posts, and provided warnings about the dangers of expensive gifts in the early stage of relationship. Yet, time and time again, I see guys losing their hard-earned money. So, let's start fresh and talk about presents. What are presents meant for? They are meant to show the lady that you care, that you want to see her smile, and then she means something to you. It's like ancient man bringing a mammoth to his woman. When you are in relationship, you bring the whole mammoth to her, but when you are just starting to date, you bring small piece. It's a way of saying, look, I know how to hunt a mammoth. In our Slavic culture, we bring flowers to a meeting. It's like bringing a small piece of mammoth, a gesture to make her smile, and it adds like 10% bonus to your attractiveness, like in a computer game. You know that your first impression on a date might be like, for example, 6 out of 10, but with a beautiful bouquet, you can easily become a 7 out of 10. Not bad, right? This might just help you secure a second date. If your first meeting was through video chat, you can give flowers later when you start communicating after the initial meeting. It will make her day brighter and show her that you are not just a virtual interlocutor. You're starting getting to know each other, and sometimes it goes on for months. Is it a good idea to spoil her with pleasant surprises from time to time? Absolutely. The same like in a computer game, it adds a bonus to your communication. You can give her flowers like for 5% charm boost for a month, or order a cake from a local bakery for 10% of thoughtfulness boost. And of course, there are important holidays like February 14 or her birthday, where these gestures are almost obligatory. If you didn't send flowers on February 14th, it's a 20% charisma deduction. But by communicating this way, you still can tell yourself that she's interested in you as a person. You are not just a provider of money and gadgets. But is more than that really necessary? What if you give her an iPhone? That's an intermediate 200% bonus. I heard stories about Ukrainian agencies advising Japanese clients to give an iPhone to young Ukrainian beauties at the first meeting. And yes, it worked like a charm. But who did they attract with such a tactic? Explore the consequences of showering her with expensive gifts. Can you answer the question, is she genuinely interested in me as a person, or is she simply benefiting from receiving money, shopping, and gadgets? This is why I discourage giving expensive gifts in the early stages of communication. And when is not considered early? Let's say you decide to meet in person. The financial responsibility for this meeting typically falls on the man, covering expenses such as tickets, accommodation, and so on. If you meet in the city where the lady lives, you would only cover your own expenses. However, if you are meeting in a different city, you should pay for both of you. This already represents a significant financial investment. If a girl is truly interested in meeting you face to face, she will appreciate your efforts. But do you need to give any additional gifts? If you've been actively and extensively communicating for a long time, then it's possible. It could be something like perfume or a thoughtful item that holds personal significance to her. However, it's important not to promise a gift that might overshadow the true purpose of the meeting. For instance, if you mention bringing her a MacBook, she might agree to the meeting even if her genuine interest is lacking. It will be not easy to understand if she values you more meeting with you or a new MacBook. While giving a significant gift can be a kind of gesture, it's best not to discuss before the trip. Instead, consider surprising her with the gift on the last day of the trip as something that will help both of you cope with the upcoming long party. Now, let's talk about red flags. Everyone on YouTube who talks about dating discusses this topic. So, what is a red flag? It's when a girl asks for money because something terrible has happened to her or to her family. Yes, things can go wrong. Parents or relatives might get sick, or someone might lose their job. But Slavic women are proud. They try to handle these situations on their own. They might ask friends for help, but they won't turn to a potential partner. They will find extra work. The last person they'll ask for money is the man they truly like. The same goes for asking for gifts. It's okay if she drops hints about liking flowers, especially if you have never given her any. But if she tells you that she likes selective perfume worth 500 euros or that her phone is broken and she can't communicate with you as often as you would like unless you buy her a new one, that's a huge red flag. She is putting a price on the communication. And you can't buy someone's love forever. You can only temporarily increase your communication bonus with these gifts. Each time you will need to give more and more money for her to want to communicate with you. Another situation, some men believe that they have to financially support a girl when they are in relationship. But let's think about it. What is a relationship?
So
What happens
relationship
before the
starts
first
when
live
you
meeting
already
is not a
met in
relationship.
reality, spend a
It
lot of
doesn't
time
matter
together,
if
and
you're
then
in
both
love or
decide to be
she says
exclusive.
she's in love or you chat every night. It's not yet a relationship. It is like a foreplay, and it can crumble to dust if you don't like each other in person. Okay, when you meet, perhaps got to know each other better, perhaps went on vacation together, and this may not yet be a relationship. In the English language, there is a wonderful word, commitment. Interestingly, this word doesn't exist in Russian language at all. In a Russian culture, the point of commitment can be when a girl introduces you to her parents or her friends as a future husband. At the very least, post a photo together with you on her Instagram. This signifies that she takes you serious. It's when you commit to each other, delete your profiles from the dating agency, plan future meetings, and even consider moving to the same country. What is the situation where she really needs your support? For instance, if a girl visits you in Europe for 3 months on a tourist visa and then she needs to stay in Belarus for another 3 months, it becomes clear that she won't be able to work on a regular job. Similarly, if you decide to move together in the nearest future and she can't extend her contract for 3 more years, then it becomes the man's responsibility to support her financially, but not before. Indeed, it's important to recognize that she had a life before meeting you. This means that she had her own sources of income and will continue to have them. There is no need to play the role of savior in a relationship. By doing so, you run the risk of enabling someone who may take advantage of the relationship, and maybe not only with you. Once again, it's important to remember that you should never give something with the expectation of asking for it back if you break up. In such cases, the agency will not be able to assist you, and involving the police will not be helpful if you voluntarily gave a gift and the recipient stopped communicating with you. It's crucial to understand that expensive gifts do not guarantee everlasting love. Love either exists or doesn't exist, and it cannot be bought with gifts. Gifts may only temporarily enhance communication, but they should not be the foundation of a lasting and meaningful relationship. There is the opposite side, the greedy men who refuse to give gifts at all. They are not willing to please their woman. They invest into a trip to meet a girl, but then suggest eating in their room to save money or refuse to buy a bottle of water outside because they can drink tap water at home. This is the other extreme, and we'll discuss that in another video. So, now you know my stance on gifts. If you want to hear my opinion on other topics related to dating Slavic girls, don't switch channels, subscribe to our channel, hit the notification bell for new videos, and stay tuned. I still have a lot of more to share with you. Thank you for watching, and until next time.